Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are talking about Fantastic Four, the first steps, the new Fantastic Four movie. We're going to be reviewing that. Let's get into kind of what the plot is. So the plot is this Fantastic Four is not like the old one. They are in like a different universe to the one where all the other like Marvel heroes are at. Essentially, they have been. It's a similar concept. They go up to space. There's a fucking weird space outage, and then not outage, accident, and they come back and they all have powers. It's the same stories, just in a different universe. But the way this one plays out, it kind of gives you that little kind of story that we're all familiar with. Then when they come back, they kind of like fast track on the hero things that they've been doing, and they give you like a quick little flash on who they've versed and who they've beat, and the Earth has become like massive Fantastic Four fans, and they all like love the Fantastic Four, and they are Earth's heroes. Essentially, like they kind of speed you around with that, and then obviously, if you've not seen anything about it or any teasers, or if you're not up to date with the Marvel stuff, then you're gonna get a little confused. But obviously, the main bad guy in this one is Galactus. And then he makes his grand appearance. Well, the Silver Surfer. And if you know anything about Marvel, Silver Surfer pitches up there. They usually tell the Earth or the planets that they've been marked for death and that Galactus is coming. So that little song and dance kind of happens, and then they try and figure out a way how to get out of the situation. And that is kind of what happens in the movie. They trying to figure out a way of how do they get around not obviously getting the planet destroyed. So they try to do negotiating. Negotiating does not go to plan, and then they essentially have to figure out how do they get around defeating Galactus or making sure he doesn't destroy the planet. That is essentially like the whole movie. I will say a lot of the movie, there was a lot of hype on this movie. I even had some friends tell them that the movie was really good. I thought it was an okay movie. I don't think it's like gonna blow your mind. I do think Thunderbolts was better. In my opinion, I think it was just a better watch. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie. It's just there's not a lot of action. I do get that they probably are using this as kind of like a stepping stone for like the Avengers movie. I do think a lot of movies probably that are going to be coming out are going to be the stepping stones to that Avenger movie that's coming out. That's going to come out. I think it's coming out next year, if I'm correct. But yeah, it feels kind of like it's like a stepping stone kind of thing. It's like it's kind of like a filler kind of movie. Like that's kind of what it felt like. But I do think it was good. I did really like the Silver Surfer. There's some scenes where she's like chasing them. Really looks cool. I think they really cooked with the Silver Surfer and the way that it moves and everything. I think it did really well. I do like all the characters, and even the little side characters. Like there's an underground, like the miner, I think he's called. These are people that live like under the underground in the city, and he's like the president of them. I do think they did very well with the characters. The Fantastic Four cast, I think, is good. I don't know, leading up to the film, there's a lot of like backlash and on the casting, and some people didn't like the cast for whatever reason. I don't know these people's personal lives, but some people, I saw there was some shit talk. I also saw there's some shit talk about the Silver Surfer being a female. Yeah, go do your research. There is a female Silver Surfer. There's a lot of different universes where the Silver Surfer is either male or female, so it's not like they just decided to change it for the sake of changing it. It is part of the law. But yeah, generally, without getting like, I would say without getting into spoilers, but there's not really much kind of to spoil in the movie. Like there isn't really like big moments, obviously, besides the ending on what happens. But there's not really much that goes on. It's kind of like what I said when in the plot. That's the whole movie is how do they deal with Galactus? How did they make sure he does not destroy their Earth, and that's kind of what it is. It is very much a filler movie. It is a good movie. I did enjoy it, but it's not kind of like the top of the top when it comes to Marvel movies. I think the casting, like I said before, were very good. I do think I don't know if you're going to see I think at the end of the movie they say the Fantastic Four will be back in the Avengers Doomsday, because I think that is the next Avengers movie. I do think you'll probably get more like from those characters in the Avengers movie. I do think it's a very good build for the characters, because I kind of liked all the characters. I think they worked well and I think they'll do well in the universe. I don't know what more to say. This is not a very good review, but it's like I said, it's not a nothing burger movie, because it is an entertaining movie. It's a good movie, but it is kind of a filler. It's like this is a movie to kind of put Galactus and the Fantastic Four into the universe. That's kind of what this movie is for. It's not really for anything else. And like I said, the one downside I would say is probably the lack of action scenes, like the lack of action, the fighting scenes. You don't really get to see too much. It's very bits. You can see little bits and like some moments. The big fight was also not really that great, but yeah, overall, what would I give this? I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. That would be my rating. I don't think it's gonna be the best Marvel movie of the year. Well, I don't know if they're going to do any more movies this year. I don't remember. I know they're doing some series, but I'm not sure what movies. I think movies maybe end of the year. I don't know. I'll have to go check that out, or you guys can let me know in the comments down below what it is. But yeah, I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It is kind of a filler, but it's a good watch. I think it's a good watch. And that will be it for my vicious views. Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Peace.